Welcome. In this video, I'll walk you through the CMAQ and TA Competitive Funding Proposal, or CFP. We'll go step by step so you'll know exactly how to complete your application. Before we get started, here's a quick note. Progress on your CFP application will only be saved on the desktop and browser where you enter it. So, it's a good idea to visit the program webpage first, download the sample application, and draft your responses there. That way, when you're ready, you can copy everything into the portal and submit without worry. Now, let's talk about who can apply. Think of this as a quick checklist. Is your agency or organization on the eligible applicants list? Is the project you are applying for on the eligible projects list? Is your project located in a CMAQ eligible or TA eligible area? The eligibility map will show you. Do you have at least a 20% local match for the project phase you're applying for? You'll need to upload documentation for proof. And finally, can your agency cover expenses up front, knowing you'll be reimbursed later for up to 80% of eligible costs? If you can answer yes to all these questions, you're good to go. The following entities may each submit up to 2 applications: cities, counties, transit agencies, MPOs, natural resource or public land agencies, schools and school districts, tribal governments, and other local or regional agencies responsible for transportation or trails. Let's talk about projects. Eligible projects can include roadways, transit, bike and pedestrian facilities, intermodal connections, mobility services, and technology innovation investments. Be sure to check the CFP eligibility map to confirm your project area. Let's start with the basics. In Section 1 of the CFP application, you'll tell us about yourself and your organization, so GDOT knows how to contact you. You'll enter your project name, your first and last name, your phone number, 10 digits, no dashes or spaces, your email address, and the type of jurisdiction or agency you're applying on behalf of. If your project crosses into another jurisdiction, say a city project that extends into a neighboring city, you'll need to upload a letter or resolution from that jurisdiction showing their support. Now let's move to Section 2, where you'll share details about your project. Here's how it works. Start by choosing your primary project type from the drop-down. Then select your subtype and category. If your project also fits a second category, you will be able to enter that secondary project type, subtype, and a category as well. Next, choose the roadway descriptions that apply to your project area. Not sure? Use the State Functional Classification Map linked in the survey to check. When you get to the project description box, this is your chance to be specific. Don't just say intersection improvement. Instead, describe the exact improvements, list the project limits, and mention any added features like new signals, ADA ramps, or crosswalks. The more detail you share, the easier it is for GDOT to evaluate your proposal. If you already have a project ID, local, TIP, or GDOT, enter it here. You'll also answer whether any work has already been completed, like scoping, preliminary engineering, or right-of-way. If you select yes, add details about what's been done and whether it followed the federal process. Finally, choose who will deliver the project, you, another organization, or GDOT. If you select applicant or other, please provide the LAP certification. If you don't have that, select GDOT. Next up is Section 3, your project location. On the first map, zoom into your project site by clicking the plus or minus signs, or just type in the address. If it's a corridor project, drop a pin at the approximate center point. If you already have a GIS shapefiles, you can upload them here by dragging or selecting the file. If you don't have a shapefile for your project, no problem. We have a second map where you can create one. Use the freehand line tool to draw your project along the route. Projects must be drawn as a continuous line, so for intersections or projects impacting multiple corridors, you might need to drag along one street, come back to the intersection, drop a pin, then do the same for the crossing street. Be sure to represent the full footprint of your project. Need to delete something? click the trash can icon. When you're finished, double-click or select the check mark. Section 4 is all about funding. First, type in your estimated cost to complete your project and note when that estimate was created. Then, check the boxes for the phase you are applying for, like preliminary engineering, right-of-way, or construction, and add cost estimates for each. Please ensure to include the total cost, which includes the amount of the local funding you plan to apply to the project or phase for which you are applying, as well as the amount of funding you are requesting. Additionally, for these estimates, please ensure they include costs associated with all work required to complete federally funded projects. Next, share the amount of funds already spent and describe what that money was used for. Scroll down to the local funding commitment box and enter the amount of local match you are able to contribute to the project. Please note that in most cases, a 20% local match is required to qualify, and the level of local match will be considered in project evaluations. Upload supporting documentation. This could be a City Council resolution, a SPLOST list, or a funding letter from an MPO or regional commission. Finally, you'll see a question about the Georgia Transportation Infrastructure Bank Loan. Just select yes or no. This isn't a formal application, it's only an expression of interest for future supplemental funding. In Section 5, confirm whether your project is included in local, regional, or statewide plans. If it is, provide the name of the plan and the year it was completed. You'll also be asked about formal support, like City Council or County Commission resolutions, or letters from partner agencies. If you have them, upload those here. Lastly, let's look at Section 6 benefits. You'll answer 3 quick questions. Does it improve safety? Does it ease congestion? Does your project reduce emissions? For each yes, give a short explanation and be as specific as possible. You can provide both quantitative and qualitative justifications for your project. You'll also see one final open-ended question where you can share any additional justifications that didn't quite fit in the earlier sections. And that's it. Once all sections are complete, review your answers and click Submit Application at the bottom of the page. Remember, applications are due by October 31st, 2025. Thank you for taking the time to go through this process and for helping shape Georgia's transportation future.